Guys, I'm pretty sure that if you just read the thumbnail, you don't even have to watch today's show. I think there's a lot of information right there.
That's
everything
not
we're going to
true.
cover.
I've got a couple tricks up my sleeve.
Save yourself some time, everybody. Go order some pizza. Get the hell out of here. No, I'm just kidding.
Did you know that I think Saints and Sinners is a 10 out of 10 and the best game on PSVR?
I know that you think that. Yes, I'm very much aware.
Yeah, I just want to make that clear. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people should think that if they have good judgment. Yeah. I couldn't imagine.
Well, that's something we've never accused Brian of having.
Never.
Yeah.
No.
But it's a 10 out of 10 is all I'm saying.
Resident Evil makes Saints and Sinners look like moss, aka hot trash.
That doesn't even make sense.
I love
Just
moss.
you wait till moss 2. Just you wait till moss 2, bro.
Ooh, is it gonna be a first-person shooter? Okay,
maybe.
Let's start the show. This is PSVR GameScast Live, where we film live every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern. I hope that this is one of those days. Otherwise, I'm not sure what we're all doing here. My name is Brian Paul from this channel right here, PSVR without Parole, and the guys to my right, the boys, Dave from Dave Station.
Excellent. I think next time I'm going to try conducting you. Can we do that? I'll get a little stick and I can be the conductor, and you can be my.
You shall be my mad maestro. And on the right-hand side of the screen is AJ from the Underground, PSVR Underground.
What is up, Brian, Dave, Gamecat? Happy Monday. Well, Mondays usually suck, but hopefully we are here to make your Monday suck a little bit less, right? Let's do this. Oh, yeah.
Let's do this. Shout out to all the cats who are hanging out right now live in the chat. If you're watching this sometime later, what were you doing when we were live? I'll try not to take it personally. Guys, a little bit of housekeeping to get started with. Obviously, if you're not on our Discord already, you should definitely join our Discord. That link is in the description below. And yesterday we kicked off the Gamecat multiplayer meetup day/night, depending on what part of the world you lived in. We all played Wipeout for a few hours. It was a lot of fun. And so if you are not part of our Discord, you got to make sure you're part of our Discord, because we're going to be doing this every single week with different games. You don't want to miss out on the next game. Spoilers, the next game is Rush. It'll be on Sunday. Rush
nice.
VR. Yep.
We had 26 people playing Wipeout.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's like over 3 full lobbies, isn't it? That's like, damn, that's a ton of people.
Yeah.
Good shit.
It's really good. It was a lot of fun. I can talk about that in a second, but also make sure that if you want your name on that illustrious list down there with all the coolest cats, you head on over to patreon.com/withoutprogames. They're the ones making sure this channel stays up and running, that all these lights stay on, that Tornado stays well fed. Don't worry, I got that taken care of. And that's how it's done. Patreon.com/withoutprogames. We love you so much. I'm forgetting something. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. Let's get this show started.
Subscribe to PSVR without Parole.
And also Dave Station VR and PSVR Underground. Like lots of
if you feel like it.
subscribers to go around. And a shout out, of course, to get the ball rolling here. The Bearstees Cavern. What's up, Hugo? $7 Canadian. He says, "Hi guys, it's
Sunny.
I'm
interpreting.
Is that like sun weather?
I thought he said sub New York.
New York.
Yeah.
No, I think he meant sunny, probably.
What up, Bearsty? Good to see you, brother.
Absolutely. Good to see you, bud. Thank you so much for the donation. We appreciate you. Guys, let's get the show rolling. I feel like we have so much stuff to talk about. So what is first on the docket, AJ?
First, we have a new rumor. We love rumors around here, don't we?
I like rumors.
And that is that PS Plus games next month have been leaked, and that they are going to be featuring, possibly, it came from an Argentinian website. I'll get it in a second. I had it up and I accidentally closed it. But the rumored or leaked potential game, who got the same PS Plus lineup right last month, is going to be Star Wars Squadrons.
Oh, hell yeah. that'll get people back into the lobbies and stuff for sure, which will be nice because I think it's kind of died down a little bit at this point from what I've heard. It's a little bit longer, a little harder to get a game. So yeah, reinvigorate the player base.
It comes from area jugones.sport.es.
Jugones. That means, what does that mean?
Games. Well, Juegos. Juegos are games.
Thought. Well, aren't Juegos? No, it's just, I don't know. You know
Eggs, maybe.
I don't know. I know nothing. I took 5 years of Spanish. Yes, that's how long it took me to get through high school. It took 5 years of Spanish in high school.
I think it's soccer or games. Oh, it's a gamer in Spain. Maybe it's from Spain? It's gamer.
Yeah.
I'm just Googling now.
Yes.
Spaniard gaming.
While we're trying to figure out simple Spanish, the VRC's Cavern hooks us up with another $7 and says, $7. Says, I did mean sunny French Canadian typing. And interesting. And you stay frosty with the $5 tip. Says, shout out to Rhodey, the Gamecat, for setting up the multiplayer Wipeout mass event. Dude, not even kidding, man. Like, our moderators do a ton of work around here, but like this is above and beyond. He was like, he just took care of it. I was like, can you need help? He's like, no. I was like, good, because I don't want to. So it was just fun.
Huevos. Huevos are eggs. Juegos are, I think, are games. You don't even know that? Why did I even say that? Guys, this is the thing, though. This would be amazing if this is true. We already know that Star Wars Squadrons absolutely crushed it. They showed some of their numbers before, said they had over 1 million in sales within the first month. Within 1 month, sold over 1 million. This is a excellent game. Okay, but
we don't need Brian. It's okay.
Just to let you guys know, this could turn out not to be true. So it is believed these same people predicted or leaked the previous PS Plus games, and they were correct. However, this one, we still don't have the official word yet, so stuff can always change. But they do believe that this will be happening for show.
Would make sense, and it'd be a good idea, I think. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So if you guys haven't bought this already, this is, pretty exciting stuff. I mean, I can't believe that most people who want it haven't already bought it at some point, but I'm sure there's still a few outliers.
Yeah. It's been cheap. It's been like $20 and stuff before, so it should be pretty easy to obtain.
Does that make you nervous? The fact that it's been on sale, and it went on sale so early after launch for that much, and then here we are, it's a Plus game. Like, is
no, I don't think so.
Not an indication of hey, it didn't sell that well.
Well, you may have stepped away, but I just said we already knew that the game sold well, so it's not any indication of that. No.
Yeah, it was up on the charts for a month or two, right? The top 10.
Yeah, and they disclosed the numbers and said they sold over 1 million.
Nice. That's really great. Good to hear.
All right.
You guys played this recently?
What?
No, I haven't. It's been a long time. I played once they patched it up to work properly on PS5, and it looks great on PS5.
Yes.
Really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But I wasn't very good at it, and whenever I squad up with people, they're way, way, way better than I am, and I'm just dragging the team down. So I haven't played much lately, but I need to finish that campaign, actually. Still.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I tried to finish the campaign. I just couldn't. It's too much of a tutorial. But the multiplayer is really where it's at. The multiplayer is so much fun. But yeah, I haven't played this recently either. But last time, I started out playing this game a lot actually. The first couple weeks or something it was out, I played it a ton, and then people got really tight knit groups and stuff, and it became a lot more difficult. But yeah, I don't know if anybody else is still checking this out. I know a couple Gamecats are for sure.
Yeah, let us know in the comments if you're still playing, or in the chat if you're still playing, because honestly, I am so out of the loop when it comes to this. It's the problem with what we do, especially, is that once something new comes out, you have to move on to the next big thing, the next thing that's new, and focus on that and play the crap out of that to be able to review it. And you have very little time to go back and play stuff that you just like to play. So as much fun as I had with this, I actually enjoyed the campaign a lot. Although I do 100% agree with you, it feels very tutorial-like.
It had some moments though. It had some moments where I was like, "This is what I wanted," but
Yeah.
the overall the thing kind of felt like a tutorial.
Well, and sometimes those moments are like, heartbreaking because you're like, I want more of these moments. Like, give me
Yeah.
more of this. Like, there were so many. Like, I mean, I was such a Wing Commander kid when I was younger, and those stories were so well told. And I always had like these. Well, of course, when I was younger, I thought everything was amazing. But there was like so many twists and turns in the story, and I was like, I could have used a little bit more of that in this. But the multiplayer is great. I ended up in the same boat as you though, where like I dropped in and people were just crushing me, and I was like, I need some practice, and I never got around to more practice. So, but maybe I can get some more practice in before this thing becomes a plus game, if it actually becomes a plus game, as the rumors.
Yeah, they've been crushing it with this.
Were there
Yeah,
other?
that'd make a good weekend game too, Sunday game, since everybody will have it.
Yeah,
You know.
very true, very true. Did they list the, just for my own personal sake? Did they list the other plus games?
They did list a few more. One was like that. I think that co-op game that came out on PS5 or
It
whatever.
Takes Two? It
Yeah.
Takes Two? Huh, I
think
wonder if that
maybe-
didn't sell very well. Although I
can't
think it did
imagine.
actually sell
I
pretty well.
thought I think that one sold well too. And again, sometimes these are a way just to push marketing to get their name out in the open again with the spotlight on it. It's a good way to do that. So
I think-
it's not the same where every game that goes on sale real fast is because it didn't sell well anymore. Sometimes it's just gives it an extra boost or extra spotlight.
If It Takes Two did sell well, then that was certainly a benefit of COVID, right? Like that was like a lot of people like suddenly playing at home, couch co-op and stuff. People working from home, suddenly they're trying to find ways to spend time with their significant others and stuff the way they never did before. So I think that's I would love to give it a shot if Tornado could just get her hands on the analog sticks, be better.
All
So-
right, man. Well, I think it's time to move on. Is that you cool with that? All right, because we want to talk about some PSVR2 games. Let's go. Lo-fi from our good friend Blair Renaud. I say he posted a new picture of what's happening with Lo-fi at the moment, and he says next update, the Wastelands, and he's got some new photos, 3 new photos that he's posted, and it's not the same cyberpunk city. It's something that looks more brown and dusty, like Hardwired. This guy takes obviously a lot of his influences from movies and stuff, and that's what I like to see, man. I think I'm excited about this because I see a new environment, and I'm curious to see how many different environments there will be, stuff like that. So it'd be good to have some variety in this.
I will say I feel like it all comes back to Blade Runner at a certain point, because Blade Runner 2049 has that exact landscape that you described when he goes outside and it's all dusty, that sort of landscape. So like, I don't know. It looks cool. It definitely looks cool. He's definitely making Blade Runner the game. You're a detective, you go around Cyberpunk City, you drive your car and stuff. But there was some cool new footage in there. Like I liked the car combat, like the floating aerial combat looked pretty fun. I mean, it's still hard to tell what the fucking game is like supposed to be, but I think it's just really like an exploration sandbox with some things on top. At this point, I gotta dive back in and play it. I still have it on PC.
Yeah, I'm so curious about this because obviously all the screenshots and all the videos look amazing, but you got to temper your expectations when you're like, oh, it's just one guy making this. But like, I mean, so far everything I've seen looks awesome. You had said that there's no real game yet, right? They hadn't like really implemented.
The last time I played
part.
last time I played there wasn't one, and he's been working on it, and he's been putting a little bit of story elements and stuff like that. But I don't think it's there yet. I will check it out again soon.
That's got to be the thing. I mean, that's going to be the thing that makes or breaks this for me. I love how immersive and how realistic and stuff he's going for with the look of the game and everything. But it's going to have the gameplay. If he doesn't have any gameplay, if he ends up not coming through with that, then it's going to completely ruin the game. And I really hope that he gets that. Now, the what's encouraging to me is like on the ship that he's flying on these screenshots, it says pursuit mode. So it would be cool. It would be a nice fit, typical cyberpunk thing where it's kind of like you're a detective or something, and you
are.
can actually
Yeah,
chase.
you are. I think.
Yeah, and you actually get to chase down suspects, stuff like that. That would be pretty cool. But again, the gameplay has to deliver. But visually, I'm loving what I'm seeing for sure.
Yeah, yeah. This is gonna be a great PSVR2 title. Certainly, it's always crazy when you see independent developers or one person development teams that are doing stuff that you wish that AAA teams were doing. Like imagine what EA could do if they just like really decide to go all in on an actual.
Hold on. We saw what happened when a big company went all in on a Cyberpunk game. It didn't go very fucking well at all. Like that CD Projekt Red thing crashed and burned, and like they still are trying to get people in the door to buy it at like a super lowered price. Even though it's this like sprawling game, that everybody was really excited about, just sort of missed the ball. So I don't know. You can't expect just because they're AAA that they're gonna nail it.
Right.
A lot of the time.
Right. I'd like to see what a good AAA studio could do. I know The Witcher. Everyone loved The Witcher. I didn't play The Witcher, so I had no expectations for this game.
I played a little bit of it.
Yeah. But VR. VR is a whole nother realm.
Some of the best games we've seen have come from independent developers. Now, I don't know about from one developer.
I think he's got some help. He's not doing it entirely by himself. Just like, Alex Sin doesn't entirely make stuff by himself. He's got contractors and people on his team now and stuff. So
yeah.
I think that's the same.
However, Recluse Industries, Martin Wheeler over there, did make separation from top to bottom, all the assets, all the graphics, all of the sound, the music, all by himself. So shout out to Martin Wheeler at Recluse, keeping it real.
Yeah.
But this looks beautiful, man. Like I'm really, really impressed by what they're doing over there, and I, just to know this is like open world. You can drive, you can fly, all this shit's going on. Like it just seems so ambitious, and when he actually delivers and it turns out to be something good, I'm gonna be super excited for that.
Yeah, PS5 should have enough power and everything to deliver what he wants to.
Yeah, it's all about the analog sticks, AJ.
It's all about the analog sticks. A little bit more than that.
Real quick, we got a couple donations here. One from Darth Vader, the Gamecat. He writes, new zombie flick on Netflix. Very enjoyable. After GamesCast, grab some popcorn and enjoy some blood-soaked carnage. You forgot
Is this the
Darth Vader.
Army of the Dead?
Yeah, he didn't list the name of the
I
game.
haven't seen it.
Name of the
I
He's
still
really
haven't
pushing
seen it
that
yet.
hard.
Yeah, I told him I was going to watch it last night, and I was just like, I'm just tired, and I don't want to watch something I have to pay attention to, so I just put House on, and I just like fell asleep.
I don't think you'll need to pay much attention to it. It doesn't look like it.
Yeah,
It's-
but-
it's like it's going to be dumb shoot 'em up stuff. I think
It seems like the kind of movie that Brian would hate. Honestly, I think I would like it, but I think Brian's gonna hate it.
It looks more like an action movie than a horror movie by far, and it's like one of those silly heist movies too. Like we're gonna break into Vegas and all that shit. So,
Sounds terrible. Sounds absolutely terrible. But yeah, no, when I put on something to just kind of like put on in the background to go to sleep, I need to make sure. Like I tried to do that with Alien one day. I don't know what's wrong with me. I was like, I'm gonna put on Alien and go to bed. And it was like, I watched the beginning. It's slow until it's not. And I woke up and everyone's like, okay, fucking not going back to bed. So I ever since then I've been a little bit more conscious about what I put on. I'm like, just like put on like 17 episodes of a show that I don't care about. 17, by the way, being the optimal number of shows to sleep through. Looper the Gamecat with the €5 says, who's that Pokemon-like creature between Skyrim and No Man's Sky on the channel's banner image, and why there's no Jack from RE7 there? Okay, so the banner image was made by this girl Jody that used to hang out in our community, and I don't remember.
It's squishy.
It's a squishy. That's so funny.
Yes.
oh my god.
Yeah, that's
Yes. That's only there because of Will.
dude. I think Squishies has only sold any copies because of Will.
Yeah, maybe.
That's the thing. So that is a squishy. If you don't know what squishies are, I think we did a Why We Love episode on it, or just go watch. Honestly, just go watch that guy's Will's review on it because
I came very close to including squishies as an honorable mention for my physics video. I almost had it as one of the outro video clips was going to have squishies. And I just couldn't bring myself to do it, but the game has okay physics. It does. They're okay.
Did you include Super Amazeballs on that list?
No.
Because you should have. That would have been a better choice than squishies. Hopefully that answers your question, Looper. And let's never talk about squishies again.
Racket Fury.
Racket Fury is a great great one. Jay Meow says with the $3 says Vader, don't tell me what to do. This is an interesting way to have a conversation, Jay. We'll just read your comments back and forth, so bring them on. Bel Ramio, the Gamecat, with the €5.49 says, don't watch movies to fall asleep. Not good for health. Well, movies help me go to bed.
How often? Oh, okay.
Right? I need something on in the background.
For health. How does watching a movie while you fall asleep bad for your health?
You're supposed to have like no screen time when you go to bed, and like you're supposed to detach from blue light.
Okay.
Yeah. You're also not supposed to put lenses this close to your face for 12 hours a day, but goddamn, I'm going to do it. So.
Well, when you walk outside the next day and get hit by a car, it had nothing to do with sleeping with the TV on. Just remember that.
I don't know. Anything's possible. But thanks for chiming in, everybody. We definitely appreciate you guys. All right. I don't even know what the last story was. What's our next story?
Our next story is that Swordsman, guys. Swordsman got an update last night, a stealth drop update that had
Alec.
a slew. Sneaky Alec.
It's only stealth because it was supposed to be out days ago.
Earlier.
Surprise!
Right? Surprise, it was late.
Yeah, which has usually been the case. But I love how often he updates this game. Shout out to Sin Studios for listening to literally everything. Brian, I think he listened to something that you said in this update, like something that you mentioned in passing. And he's like, oh, that's a good idea, and added it. And like he is just all over everything. Super stoked, by the way, for the grabbing and punching melee update stuff that's coming out next month. If it does come out next month, that's awesome. That's something that people have been asking from the beginning, and I was like, meh. And then like he showed the footage of it, and I was like, okay, that's pretty damn cool.
Yeah, actual punching, actual grabbing. Grab somebody by their neck, I think, and then stab a sword through, very Saints and Sinners like. And then they also showed on the pirate ship, like picking someone up and literally throwing them over the edge,
in the water.
which was like, that was way more than I expected from a simple. I thought it was going to be a grab mechanic where you can like grab the guy on his shoulder, like one specific place, but instead they made the whole character like something you could grab. It's craziness.
We can run through some of the most significant parts of this update. The first being a PS5 patch that adds not resolution but pixel density to the graphics. This is similar to what Firewall 0 Hour did, and while I feel like I noticed some differences in some things, I really do. There was also an MSAA, which I think is multi-sampling anti-aliasing, I believe. And I didn't know which one was affecting the graphics and stuff, especially not having played it on pre-patch right beforehand going into it. Because really, you got to play it back-to-back to really be able to tell.
And that's the issue, right? It's if you have to play it back-to-back to notice, then it's probably not a significant update. Like, I'm nothing wrong with saying, hey, we're taking as best advantage of PS5 as we can with, with the resources that we have, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's great. Make your game look as good as possible. But as far as pixel density is concerned, I always keep the anti-aliasing off. So I tried the MPAA or whatever it's called, and I turned it off immediately, and then played the way I normally play, and was like, struggled to see any difference whatsoever, right? I think it helped a little bit with sometimes the blacks will smear when there's motion, and I think it helped a little bit with that, but like honestly I didn't.
Some of the levels, the Viking level with all the snow and ice and stuff and fog, I feel like it made the fog look better, because I remembered the fog being kind of like thick and like I don't know, it looked too like shaped to be like a square was just existing, like a square of fog was just existing there. And it seemed like it did help with little things here and there. But overall, I think when it comes to PS5 patches, the thing that I like most are resolution first and foremost.
Yeah.
I want that resolution maxed out to the top degree that it can go. If there is a way, now this isn't regarding Swordsman, but if there is a way to address pop-in, I think texture pop-in would be a good one that I would like to see a PS5 patch for. And then finally, frames per second and just frames smoothing. But like I said, I've played Swordsman so many times, and even though I didn't play it back to back, I do feel like there were certain things graphically that were like smoother and clearer. But I'm gonna have to play them back to back to like really give a proper opinion on it.
Yeah, I'm not going to play it back to back as far as the graphics are concerned. Again, it is definitely, to me, it's like if you've never played this game before, or if you haven't played this game for a while, you're not going to notice anything when you go in. Resolution, I 100% agree. I love the things that you were listing that you want, because to me, I was just like, yeah, that would be nice in Saints and Sinners. Also, that would be nice in Saints and Sinners. Yes, good call. We definitely want less pop-in Saints and Sinners.
Poppin' is the big one. I feel like Saints and Sinners on PS5, everything loads in like really fast for some reason because of the SSD, and I don't feel like it's ever been fine-tuned to like adjust to it. And so like the pop-in is like way more noticeable on PS5 for Saints and Sinners for me. So that's why I keep bugging them about that.
Yeah, so it's and you know, obviously I actually played No Man's Sky with Nick Mueller last night, and we went
Dude,
on.
doesn't it look so much better?
Yo, yeah, absolutely. Like, and that's what I'm talking about. Like, that is a proper PlayStation 5 patch. That
Right.
is absolutely night and day. The game went from being like almost unplayable because it was so blurry to being like, wow, this game is amazing. Like, it looks amazing, and when you factor in what it's doing on top of that, when it's just like this open universe game, like unbelievable. And shout out to Nick, because holy crap, did he have to be patient with me. Like an hour and a half in, I was like, dude, we're not finishing this expedition. I was like, I'm struggling with menu systems and stuff. So he's an amazing teacher and an amazing person to hang out with, and so much fun. And so what we did, instead of completing the expedition, we went to the Gamecat system, and he shot me out of the God Cannon.
Oh, shit! I need to do that. Damn
Yeah.
it! You got to do that before me. Damn you.
Yep, absolutely. I went to Planet AJ and got shot out of the God Cannon. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then man, Nick, you got to take
Join
some
the
people
Discord.
by the hand and show them what's going on, because it was a lot of fun, man. Nick's a lot of fun to hang out with.
Yeah.
And he's a good mod too, actually.
Yes, absolutely. Let me get a couple tips out of the way here, guys, because I don't want him to get too far away and then disappear. We got Bogey Cat Production with the 5 quid donation saying, I tuned in 15 minutes late, so I started from the beginning. So is this from the past or my future? I think we waited just long enough to read your tip that it might be right on time. Thank you so much for the tip, dude. Red Rover, send Joe Grover right over. The effing Gamecat with a $20 tip says, my pixel density has increased over the last year. I'm not considering it an upgrade.
Same here, man.
I think we all had a 25% COVID pixel density increase. It's not good. So I hope you managed to lose a couple of those pixels. I don't know where that's going. Spliffy, the smoking game cat with the 2 quid says, I got here early and I was still late. I don't know. Jamie out with the $2 tip says, anyone down to snuggle after GamesCast? Yes, always. Always.
JT Money's down to cuddle, not snuggle.
Dude,
And
it's the same thing. Snuggle's just a more adorable way to say it.
he says it's too hot to snuggle.
Kiatre says, Brian, did you already get your PS5, and did you already get, or are you still waiting on your adapter for your PS4 camera from Sony? Basically, are you ready for PSVR on PS5 already? Yes, sir. We I think all of us got our PS5s at launch. Because thanks to Discord and thanks to people sharing links over on Discord, we managed to get our pre-orders in the second they went live, and got real lucky. I mean, I ordered my my camera adapter, and it was here exactly 2 weeks later. And so I've had both for 6 months now. I think we all did.
Yeah, I had kind of a weird story where like I got my adapter pretty quickly, but I didn't get any notification from Sony that it was going to show up at my house, or that they had shipped it or anything. Because when you get the confirmation, they're like, "Oh, we'll let you know when it's shipped out," right?
Yeah.
They never did, but I have like FedEx delivery manager set up, so I just got
happened
an
to me too.
email.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, well, Sony's not going to tell me, but I guess FedEx will." And it's
Yeah.
it was on the way, and it showed up.
I got the email like a month or two later saying saying I got it from Sony.
It's on the way.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's great.
Yep.
All right, so getting back to Swordsman, there's more to this update, guys. One of my favorite little things in this update. Actually, there's two. There's another huge one as well. Maybe I should start with this one. There's now a modifier for dual wielding boss weapons. So guess what I was rocking?
2 gun swords.
gun swords,
Of
man.
course you're rocking
Dual
gun
gun
swords.
swords. And
Yeah.
you can charge them up with the opposite hand that you're not used to using. And then you can fire both of them or use your special attack with both of them separately. And I also realized how little I actually use my left hand to attack when I was doing this.
Yeah,
Because I was
that
like
was my
never
block
charging
hand.
up my left one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I played Until You Fall too. Usually this was my block arm, the left
Yeah.
one, and then I'd hit back with the.
Yeah, I had to get over that. That was a tough thing for me to get over with Until You Fall because I was doing that for the first few hours, and then finally I was like, I got to attack with both hands because both
Yeah.
weapons had different benefits and stuff. That was a tough one to get over. Did this update include the new power up?
Yeah, one of them. So
Because you were talking about
Yes.
boss swords, so I figured this was relevant.
actually, maybe two of them. Okay, so it put it in the game about being able to recharge the boss weapons faster. It says coming soon. It's in there, but there is one that is already available, and it's Taekwondo. And what it does is it lets you recharge the cooldown for your kicking is faster.
Nice.
So I'm wondering if once the melee comes out, the melee update and stuff, if it's actually going to do damage to kick. I think that would be pretty cool. But yeah, the Taekwondo thing, I was like, what? Like, I like caught me off guard. But there is something with the kicking. This is low key one of my favorite things about this update. You can now kick dead bodies that are on the ground.
I mean,
That
it's
sounds pretty entertaining.
yeah. I mean, the fact is like when I kill a body and I have a few seconds, I definitely hit it a few extra times to like splatter some extra blood over it and see if I can decapitate an arm that's still there or something. Decapitate an arm, dismember an arm. Maybe use words
Well,
properly.
the hand is the head of the arm, so you could decapitate. Like that's what happens to Ethan all the time
I
in
don't
Resident Evil.
think
They're
that's what they
decapitating
call it. I don't think
Yeah,
anyone
no,
says the hand is the head of the arm.
Well, look at it. It's obviously the head of the arm. Just use your common sense, Brian.
Joey Batts with the $2 tip says, I'm going to play Swordsman later. Do I use MSAA? I don't use any of them. I turn all of the anti-aliasing options off because I'd rather have things be a little jagged and be as crisp and clear as possible. But that's a personal preference. I know a lot of Firewall players wanted the smoothing option, but I wanted to see the pixels. What do you guys use?
I think I put the MSA on. I think I turned it on and left it on ultimately. It was like a slight difference for me, but yeah, ultimately I think I turned it on.
So you said that one of your favorite things in this update was one thing, but I'm going to say one of my favorite updates in this thing is another thing, and that is that he increased the overall number of attributes you could assign, or this number of skill
Yes.
points that you could assign to things. And so even though certain traits still max out at 10, you can add I think is it 10 more points or something to your overall skill tree. And so I had strength obviously maxed out and something else obviously maxed out, but then I was suddenly my character's a lot faster and I increased the chance of getting a critical hit. And so my character's just way more fun to play as now because I could just upgrade all of the overall skills. And you guys know that one of my favorite things about games is upgrading my character and making sure that my character at the end of the game is way stronger than he was at the beginning. And now here we are. I've beaten this game many times over, and here I am at the end game just messing around. And now I get to make my character even faster and stronger and better. And I love all of that.
Stuff that used to be only in RPGs have now made their way into every game,
Yeah.
and I like that. I like
Yeah.
that because
Yeah.
it certainly helps with a progression system, something to work toward. And man, I still haven't beaten the final boss in this game. As much as I've played this, I just have so much fun just going in there and just battling it out, man. I've beaten a couple of the bosses, but yeah, still haven't even beaten the last one yet.
Yeah, that was the thing that really differentiated Swordsman for me at the beginning was when I realized that upgrade system was there and I was doing stealth, or not stealth, strength, agility, dexterity, all this stuff. I was like, ooh, I like this. And I could feel the benefits immediately, which is a really fun loop and it keeps you playing. Without that, I don't know if it'd have the sticking power that it has because that's just always fun. I like leveling up. Everybody likes leveling up.
Yeah.
Yeah, when RPGs infiltrated every single other genre on the face of the planet, back in the early 2000s maybe, It was the greatest thing ever. Like every game got better because of that. And then, yeah, big fan.
Now roguelikes are starting to do that. I think we're going to start to see more roguelikes.
Yeah.
Like Returnal and stuff.
Absolutely. We got a few more tips. Spliffy, the smoking game cat with the £2 says the hand is the foot of the arm.
I disagree.
Reference to
Gonna have to
I guess.
disagree as well because I can't even picture what's going on. Glacier Streams with the $1.50 tip tips us a black cat, which I think is good luck. Despite what people say.
No, it's bad luck.
Nope.
Dreams.
Nope.
Black cats are not bad.
All cats are good luck. I decided that.
That's true. You're right.
Yep.
That's
And they ward off evil spirits.
Jamie out with the $5 tip says, "Are we allowed to watch GamesCast while pooping?" Asking for my friend Ripop.
You can do whatever you want while you're watching it, and I mean whatever you want.
Yeah, I mean whatever blows your hair back, as they say. The question is am I allowed to poop during GamesCast?
Yeah, sure. Take a break.
Yeah.
Right, no,
That's the
I meant
question, Jay.
take the
somebody has
camera
like
with me. I'm
separate
like, you guys are
pooping
coming to the
situation.
bathroom with me.
Oh, well, they could see your
You
cool
can
sink.
only
You got
see
that
me from the
fancy
waist
sink.
up. So as long as I mute the mic, it won't seem that different, right?
Okay, so we're not going to do that, but as a quick mental tour,
Yeah.
Brian in his bathroom has one of those sinks that you see in like fancy restaurants these days, where it's like a bowl
It's a
on
cool
top
sink.
of
Yeah.
Got
marble,
one of those too.
Yeah.
and you pull the thing. Oh, you guys are both fancy then, huh?
Very fancy.
I think it's just old.
Mine just turns faucets, and I just go like.
Yeah, my apartment is only 400 square feet, so like when I renovate, it's super cheap to do things because everything's real small. It's just like, oh, like you only need 4 tiles to retile your bathroom. Sweet. Well, let's get good ones. We also got a $5 tip from Ben L, the Gamecat. Rare says, can't stay at work, but here's a tip for creating such an awesome community. Dude, I want to give that $5 tip back to you and say thank you so much for being part of this awesome community.
Agreed.
Your Long Shadows with the 50 Nokia phones says, I've spotted a pattern. Tips always start rolling in when you talk about weird stuff.
Oh.
Well, dude, I have a story for you then.
Damn it! Save it for the end.
Yeah. Now let's ride in the game feeling with the $5 tip says, over on the PC side of things, someone just modded Risk of Rain 2 for VR, and I'm here to pray to Sony to bring that to PSVR. Pretty please. Heart. Dude,
I never
So-
played Risk of Rain 2. I need to look at that.
I played Risk of Rain 1 for like 2 hours, and then I never went back to it, like everything
For
else.
some reason, I thought it was like a side-scrolling game or something, but it's not. It doesn't look to be at all. It kind of looks like
1 and
Until
2
You
look-
Fall.
1 and 2 look dramatically different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't want to. So, anyways, when we were playing Wipeout, so make sure you guys join our Discord once again as a reminder because we do weekly multiplayer games now. We did Wipeout this Sunday; it was amazing, and you don't want to miss the next one. But one of the guys that joined us was Dan from Electric Hat Games, who made To the Top, one of my personal favorite PSVR games, an amazing game. Highly recommend, pick it up. But he, I kind of brought up the discussion of Subnautica because Panic Button at one point, him and Adam Creighton had brought up that if there was enough demand, that they would try to bring they would maybe bring Subnautica to VR. And I basically asked him about it, and he said it was never in their contract, but he asked to do it anyways, and that's why they pushed out kind of like a half-baked Subnautica version that like didn't fully run. But then he did say that people went back and made mods for it. Like there was like the modding community made it a little bit more optimized to work better. And I asked him, I was like, do you think Subnautica will ever come to VR? And I've pretty much given up hope at this point for any chance. And he basically said, I wouldn't hold your breath. So hate to take that out back and shoot it, but there has been. I think there will be a possibility once PSVR 2 is out, and if they're still making Subnautica stuff, there maybe could be a possibility.
A lot of people on the PC side have been getting all excited about. I think it's a mod version. I don't think it's an officially supported VR port of it, but that Subnautica Below Zero thing, whatever that is, like a new version of the game, ultimate version of the game or something, I think.
Yeah.
And so that is supposed to be great in VR. I can't wait to see. PS5 seems like it would be the perfect place to have a thing like that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't I wouldn't even want at this point Subnautica on PSVR 1. Like, it's a beautiful game, and I want to see this thing as beautiful as it possibly can be. You know, this thing would be blurry as hell on PSVR 1 or on the PS4. So let's wait and then cross our fingers for PSVR 2.
Yeah, hopefully they're still working on the game and stuff at that point, and still supporting it and making new ones.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, if Doom 3 can come out 20 years after the fact, then anything is possible. Right?
Yeah.
We got X-Pacer X with the $10 tips. Has finally started Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. Loving it and should be getting the platinum tonight. It will be my 200th. I kind of hate you.
Wow.
Platinum. Yeah.
Holy
200.
shit, Pacer.
Right?
Your family needs you, man. Your family needs you. What are you doing?
Hell yeah, man. Congrats. And what couldn't be a better game, man. The best game on PlayStation VR. 10 out of 10 from PSVR without Parole and PSVR Underground, and probably Dave Station too. Amazing game, dude. And I love Saints and Sinners. That's another one that I'm wondering, I would love to see what they're up to, what they got plans for the future. I'm kind of suspecting they might go for instead of, if I don't ever get my PS5 patch, I think it's because the PS5 patch is going to be like a real PS5 upgrade for PSVR 2. That's what I'm suspecting.
Like re-release a complete edition kind of thing with like all the DLC and everything in one package.
If I were them, I would do that. I would absolutely think about all the new headset owners that never owned PSVR 1 that are going to own PSVR 2 that would absolutely buy these games again.
Yeah.
Or for the first time. Like, that's why I said when we were talking about Swordsman and getting updates, I'm like, yeah, keep adding all this stuff, because if there's a PSVR 2 version, there's going to be I'm expecting there to be a lot more PSVR 2 users than there are PSVR 1.
I think by the end of year
as long
one,
as it's available, if you can buy it, yeah.
Yeah, I think by the end of year one, we will have outsold PSVR 1.
That'd be awesome.
I think we'll get like 5,000 or 6,000 in our first year.
I just hope they market it right, because so right now, if you look at this is how I
million, yes,
gauge
million.
these things.
Thank you.
Huh?
AJ corrected me. I was just like in my own head. I'm like, yeah, we'll sell 5,000 or 6,000 units of PSVR 2 in the first year.
Got it.
1,000.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Sorry.
Okay, so this is my barometer. This is how I gauge stuff. When I watch an NBA game, who's got their shit on the sidelines? Oculus, most of the time, will have a thing that's Oculus by Facebook, or it's up on the thing or whatever. It's somewhere you see Oculus when you watch a basketball game. They've also got PS5 ads in the background. I'm hoping that when PSVR 2 comes out, they're pushing it out at that level where it's like in front of everybody's eyes. Like, hey, these are the playoffs. You're looking at an advertisement for our thing. Maybe you might want to try that. Because I don't think PSVR 1 ever got any kind of push like that marketing wise. And we've talked about it before, but Oculus just has kicked their ass in terms of getting the word out there, showing people why it's exciting, and just advertising the right way.
Yeah, but again, marketing or a Quest doesn't have a flat screen version to kind of deal with first. You know what I mean?
Well, no, I'm saying obviously they wouldn't be doing it now because there's no PSVR 2 to promote. But I hope when it is a thing that they actually do promote it the same way they're promoting the PS5.
They should be able to. If they can make it look slick and sleek and make it look advanced enough, have those AAA games, there's no reason that they wouldn't be able to, for sure.
Yeah,
all out.
Advertising is so expensive that there's a part of me that was just like, Sony was like, well, instead of spending $5 million on this advertisement campaign, which Facebook has no problem doing, they're like, we're going to just like pay Capcom $5 million to bring Resident Evil 7. Like that seemed to be their strategy. They're like, we'll just keep supporting this thing kind of like low key, right? Instead of being out there and spending millions and millions of dollars, they're like, we're going to sell as many as we can without really trying hard on the ad front and like keep supporting it the best we can. But I do think that, with PSVR 2, because I think there was a cap. I think they understood there's only so many people who are going to buy PSVR 1 with the Move controllers and the power of the PS4 and all that stuff. So that eventually you say, well, why are we spending money trying to sell something that we know not enough people are interested in buying? And you look at something like PSVR 2 and go, okay, now it's time to launch the big ad campaign. I do think we're going to see Sony come out swinging when it comes to that.
Yeah. I mean, they've even hinted at that, VR in general still has a long way to go. That PSVR 2, I think, will be a huge, huge jump, maybe enough to really, really push things forward to like big time. But They've also said things like, there still needs time for the technology to fully evolve, where it's fully wireless and stuff, but it can also last for a long time and also be cheap. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
but yeah, man. Oh, good.
We got a couple more tips to take care of. We got Your Long Shadows with the 100 Nokia phones. Says, we've had 2 automatic thumbs down on every Gamescast for weeks now. Thank you for paying attention, because I've stopped paying attention to dislikes a long time ago. But not today. Clearly the poop talk is working for us. One person with crap taste felt represented tonight. Then lots of poop emojis follow that up. This is a weird... And it's funny, like you guys are... Oh, I'm sorry. Glacious Dreams with the $1 tip. Another poop emoji. It is funny. I've been keeping an eye on the chat, obviously, like we always do, and like the conversations you guys are having are hilarious. I almost want to like halt the Gamescast altogether and just talk about the shit you guys are talking about. Pun intended.
Oh, I see what you did.
Yep, that's right. And we also got J Meow with the $5 tip. Says, so many amazing games we don't know about are being made right now for PSVR 2.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's so exciting to know that all this shit is happening behind the scenes. Like, I know a lot of people like developers to be transparent. I have gone back and forth myself saying, I love when they tease us. I love when they're quiet. I love when they tell us ahead of time. I love when they wait till the last second and then release the game 5 weeks after they announce it. I'm all over the place, right? I love kind of a variety of stuff, I guess. But like, it is so cool just thinking that like everybody's kind of secretive right now, that Sony's going to have a big event at some point and just reveal a ton of stuff, all for PSVR 2, and just not knowing when exactly that's coming or exactly what they're going to show. I mean, that's the kind of... Nothing in this life really excites me very much. That gets my heart racing big time.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. Okay. I'm with you all the way, dude. All right. So, yeah, I mean, I could just sit here and talk about PSVR 2 all day.
Let's do it.
Orbs.
And poop.
And poop.
That's it. We're the PSVR 2 poop show now.
Pooping orbs.
AJ, what's our next news story?
Our next story is we got a new video from Zatoon regarding Down and Out, the story where you, the game where you kind of play as like a homeless guy, and then you go through like this like Grand Theft Auto looking city. Or I don't know. It looks like so many different kinds of mishmatch of stuff. But the significant things about this gameplay that I saw, there's a couple new things, is that they show full locomotion and smooth turning. And then that's a big one for me. And then, of course, they show other things like the mini games, the fist fights and stuff. But there's like an interesting part where there's like you're like chasing a guy on a bike with riding a bicycle. So I don't know if you're going to actually be using the bicycle or if it's going to automatically be doing it. And then you like hit him with a bat and he drops a pizza, and then you like get off and pick up the pizza. So I don't know. This game looks like it has so much random shit in it, but I'm really excited about this game, man. Like I'm liking what I'm seeing content wise, like that, the amount of content and variety, I should say.
I'm not excited. This hasn't sold me at all. It looks like a kind of a bargain bin slapped together, sort of like, I don't know.
You don't think it looks pretty polished from the gameplay videos?
No, absolutely not.
No.
Here's what I'm thinking. They've definitely referred to all of the things you can do in this game as mini games, and I feel a little nervous that it's not going to have like this sort of open area where you run around and do different things, where you're not just running around the city and being like, now I'm going to spray paint, now I'm going to ride this bike, now I'm going to do this. It's like there's going to be a menu and you select bike ride chase, spray painting mini game, this thing, that thing. And I'm a little concerned because I'm not terribly familiar with what they've done before, and all of this stuff looks fun and well polished enough for an indie developer. But I do have a feeling it's going to be very disjointed and not connected as like an actual game. It's just going to be like, all right, go. Even though they like remove the fact that you're a bum fighter, right? That's not actually what they're doing anymore. I do feel like they just were like, well, we're just going to change what we're calling things and still release the exact
I mean, you are
game.
clearly still fighting bums. Like,
Right.
There's a lot of footage in here of just literally just fighting bums, like two at once, and
Understand, but what if I say that none of that,
honestly, that's not my issue anymore.
Bothers me. Like,
so that doesn't bother me as much anymore as the first initial time we saw it. I was like, this seemed problematic. But
Yeah.
now I don't even care. It just doesn't look fun or good to me. That's the thing. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just
Okay.
not excited about playing it. Like, we've got so many good games out there. This just looks like it's going to be uh, bottom of the barrel bargain bin filler
Yeah.
stuff. That's what
I
I'm thinking.
suppose.
Yeah, there was part of the trailer that just went by where it was like you're standing in an alley and they're throwing trash at you and you're like punching it. And I was like, this is like Slum Ball or something. Like this is
Yeah,
yeah.
maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. There's not enough like dynamics to the gameplay. If it's like it's got all the right pieces in place, but the actual things you're doing, you're right, don't actually look like they look like they maybe wouldn't be that fun potentially.
yeah.
I see what
Yeah, I
you mean
mean,
there.
the fighting looks like it's on the level of like drunken bar fight, maybe.
Yeah.
You know, like it's. I don't think it's doing anything particularly well here based
Yeah.
on what I saw.
Yeah. I mean, I with when it comes to games like this, I love to be proven wrong. Like that's always my hope whenever I'm like, it doesn't look that great. But then it comes out and you're like, wow, this is really fun. And even if it is really simple, like, oh, it's just crazy addictive, you know? I think, you know, I think there's a moment we all had with Boxed In that's coming later this week where we're like, oh, wait a minute. Like, this is super simple looking. And it's like, you know, really bargain, you know, I don't want to call it bargain bin, even though it's like, but it's super low budget and it's very simple. But it's a lot of fun. And I found myself spending hours in that game, like just playing.
Yeah, I guess I just see a lot of VR games that don't have like the city that looks like this, like a city that looks like there's a lot of like detail to it. I mean, I know it's got the cartoony kind of cell shaded look a little bit, but I don't know. I see so many just basic, like you said, just simple, simplistic, basic looking games, and this just looks like at least it has some effort behind it.
Yeah. Before we move on, Looper the Gamecat with the €5 says, I unlocked that VR level in Tomb Raider, and it's not bad. A nice point-and-click adventure with some spooky elements. It took me an hour and a half to beat.
Back in the day, when I first played it, I guess I didn't have my legs as strong as they are now, the VR legs. But I got nauseous when I was playing that for some reason. I don't know if it was like the frame rate or the way the turning was. Something about it made me sick, and I couldn't finish it, even though it's only like an hour long. I just kind of bounced off it and did never go back.
Yeah. I played it, and I actually really enjoyed it. You actually the funny thing is you have to unlock it, which I really hate. I hate when flat screen games make you play part or all of their flat screen game to play the VR part. That was a big problem in Disaster Report 4 Summer Memories. Like you only unlocked sections of the VR game as you progressed through the entire flat screen game, and it.
Well, this one's not nearly that bad. I mean, you only play like 30 minutes and you're into VR. Like,
you save
like
at the
right
first
in it.
campfire, and it's like, boom, you've got it. It's like probably not even half an hour. But it is really cool. I think the graphics are really impressive in this. It is a little bit spooky. Like you said, point and click adventure, 100%. If you got this game for free with Plus when it was when it was free, I definitely recommend jumping in and checking it out. Good stuff. AJ, what's
All right.
our next news story?
Our next news story is Yupitergrad is getting an update. They are adding 10 time attack levels with brand new traps, fresh, even harder bass music, and perfectly smooth. It's like Oculus Quest stuff. But yeah, there's a free update coming to Yupitergrad, coming to coming to PlayStation VR eventually, soon.
Eventually.
Sometime soon.
I mean, I think the part that seemed the most fun about the game was the time trials anyways.
Yeah.
Like, I think the game itself was kind of, all right. But then once you're having to do it, like, quickly and every move matters and stuff, that's when it was sort of exciting, I thought. So it's cool to see they're adding stuff to it in that part of the game. But I think a lot of people will miss that if they don't already know that that's, like, the more fun version of the game. And probably just play the campaign and move on. So, we'll see.
I went back and forth with that because I agreed with you at one point, and I feel like maybe I disagree with you now. Like I like the campaign, especially my second time through. My first time I was like, I don't know about this, and the second time I was like, well, now I know how to do everything. It's a lot more fun to navigate these like tight hallways, and the time trials were fun, but like I kind of lost interest halfway through, where I was like, okay, it's like I don't know.
Well, I lost interest in both sides of the game at a certain point. So I'm just saying the time trial I liked better of the two.
Yeah, the game was okay. It was just a decent game.
I mean,
it was a little small, little too short and small.
Yeah, I felt like they created this amazing locomotion system that was, reminiscent of Windlands, right? But like they didn't go far enough with forcing or creating different types of environments to force the player to like utilize those tricks in different ways. It's like, yeah, it's fun to do time trials and try to get to the end as fast as possible, but it's even more fun, I think, to give the player like this playground or like a level that seems like a playground to kind of like just feel really cool in. And so it almost got there, but I felt like, I don't know, I feel like the campaign was about half as long as it should have been. And there wasn't enough variety in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So this will be coming out sometime soon. Last news story of the day is La Beat Saber.
Yeah.
This is a big
Beat
one.
Saber just today actually posted on Twitter saying that they have a new content pack coming new tracks, new music coming, all platforms. And it on the little video clip, they have a record that says Interscope Mixtape, and they have a little preview of some music that Dave knew way better than I did.
Well, I only knew the first one because I like Kendrick Lamar. I'm sure some of you guys know Kendrick Lamar out there. Super popular. It's from his newest album, Damn, the song DNA. There's a little clip where it's like, I got, which is like the intro to the song, and then the beat drops. But they switch to another song at that point, which is LMFAO Party Rockers Anthem or something like that. LMFAO makes a bunch of radio music and shit, but I guess they're on Interscope. But the Kendrick Lamar has me pretty excited. I mean, that song, I'm picturing it in Beat Saber, and it like works really well in my mind. Having heard that song a million times, like I can already feel the patterns in my head, you know? So if they map it right, it's going to be awesome. I'm curious, like we don't know how many songs are in here. We don't know what the price is. We don't know what the other artists are, because that was like the teensiest tease of music. It was just those little snippets of 2 songs.
Right.
And then they moved on. So hopefully it's more than that. You know, a mixtape couldn't just have 2 songs on it, right? It wouldn't really.
I'm hoping it's like 12 songs. Like I really have been disappointed when, you know, even bands or groups that I wasn't interested in at all. It turned out that I really started to enjoy their music, and so I was wishing I had more of them. And so I really hope, you know, from this point on, it's really like the Green Day one was so disappointing. What was that, like 5 songs or something? It wasn't even 5 or 6.
Yeah.
So disappointing. I definitely want at least 12 in every single pack from this point on. And I don't even care.
I wanted Dookie. You know, I wanted some Green Day that represented the Green Day that I know and love, not the Green Day that's on the radio at the moment these days. Like, there's only one pack that got that right, which is Linkin Park. The Linkin Park pack has the best variety of their whole genre, you know, their whole repertoire, all the way back to the first album. And I mean, even the newer stuff was still fun to play. Like they picked them all very, very well with Linkin Park.
They did a great job with that.
So yeah, but then you get Panic at the Disco, where it's like you like Panic at the Disco, and you don't even like that pack that much, right?
I grew to like it. You know, I just like a different era of Panic at the Disco. But you know, the Green Day stuff. In all fairness, American Idiot is one of the greatest albums ever recorded, and that's from 10 years ago, more than 10 years ago. And so 3 of the songs were from that. But you're absolutely right, though. Still, despite that, there should have been tons of songs from Dookie. There should have been songs from Insomniac, like stuff that people really like. You know. People like us grew up with, but
and I can picture like some of them already have like the kind of beat, like Hitching a Ride would be super fun to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
21 Guns. I mean, like there's so many classics that it would have been amazing.
Yeah, the way they do their music, you know, I've played Synth Riders on Quest 2. I saw somebody mentioning that, and like Synth Riders actually like has a lot of music that I really like.
Oh yeah, it kicks ass in that department.
Yeah, I mean they had stuff like and it's hard to tell because it's just personal. It just boils down to personal taste, really.
100%.
You know, they don't know what I like personally and stuff, but you know we've even seen them say like stuff like you know they were gonna have metal, and that wasn't like I'm sorry, but the last pack was not really metal at all. And you know I don't know Their song selection, like you said, the Linkin Park one has been the closest to like something that I really, really like. Besides a lot of the OST tracks, I do like a lot of the OST stuff. But here I looked up Interscope Records, and it has like Eminem, Lady Gaga, Billie Eilish, like a lot of
people on there. Yeah,
a lot of people that I'm like semi familiar with. and stuff. And like, so I'm curious to see if they're gonna have these on there as well, or
I mean,
if
having a
they're
Billie
gonna.
Eilish song would be huge for Beat
That's what I,
Saber.
well,
'Cause
that's what I'm
that's like
thinking. Even
she's like the
Audica.
biggest artist in the world right now.
Yeah,
Like
I
one
mean
of the
that's
biggest.
what I would think. I mean these are big names, and
Yeah.
so like that's. But I'm sure Kendrick Lamar and stuff and LMFAO are really big too.
Oh yeah, LMFAO
So
is super popular and like mainstream acceptable, but Kendrick,
yeah,
everybody fucking loves Kendrick. Like
yeah,
ask any music critic in the world, and Kendrick Lamar
yeah.
is a good
But
guy.
yeah, I mean I would love to rock out some Beat Saber with some Eminem and stuff. You know, um,
Yep.
Yeah,
I like his old stuff. But
your
then again,
roster
yeah,
real quick.
I would. Yeah, but it'll be interesting to it'll be interesting to see what songs actually make it into this update. And of course, I judge every map pack by the same thing: the music,
Ooh,
the
dude.
mapping, and basically the background. And that's
The
basically it.
background. I can't
They
wait.
have,
They killed it with Linkin Park, so I can't wait to see what the background is for this.
For sure. Okay, so I'm looking through Interscope right here, and they have Carly Rae Jepsen. I really hope they put "Call Me Maybe." I fucking love that song, "Call Me Maybe." I want to play that in Beat Saber.
I only know that song because
Call
of
Me
Weird Al
Maybe.
Yankovic.
I only know that
It's
song
like-
because the manager at my old restaurant would sing it all the time, and I only knew his version. I never heard the radio version for like
Really?
a year.
You never
So
heard the real
him singing it. No, I heard it eventually, but like a year
Oh,
later,
okay.
and I was like, wait, that's that song that Mike D used to sing. And so, it's such a guilty pleasure song. Like it's like the iCarly theme
Oh,
song.
yeah.
It's like you have to
Yeah.
kind of like it, even if you don't like that style of music at all. And I would definitely
It's great.
jam out to that.
There's this harmonics game called Drop Mix that I don't know if you guys have heard about, but it's like a card game where they have NFC chips and you put them on, it like triggers samples of different songs and you like mix together different songs. And I would always pick "Call Me Maybe." It always worked with everything. Like it was
Nice.
super good. They've also got Tame Impala, which I could see them putting on some, and they usually have a good like beat focused kind of thing and pretty popular. They have No Doubt. I would be very surprised to see a No Doubt song, but that'd be interesting.
This would be a crazy ass mixtape.
Machine Gun Kelly is super popular on the radio right now, so he might make it in. He's like a kind of an emo rapper, I guess.
You had me at
Lady
emo.
Gaga is on there. There's a ton of people they could throw in here, honestly, like pretty popular stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm
Very
with Dylan
interesting.
Godson. I would love a Slipknot pack, and Kramer with Pearl Jam or Zeppelin. That's the thing. A Rush from Old Darth. I mean, yeah, man. I just for people that don't like the Beat Saber music, which it's kind of usually split. Like I think most people are like okay with it, but they just tolerate it. But
Yeah.
But for those that don't like it, and I see Prodigy. I see people mentioning Prodigy all the time. I don't think
Prodigy's
Beat Saber
back.
ever
That's why.
really. I don't think Beat Saber ever really like. I think they just do what they can do and what they can get away with, and they don't seem like they actually listen to what people request and stuff. They kind of just do what they want, and that's fine. But there's like so many artists and music and decades of amazing music and artists that could have made it in. And I think for the people, what I was going to say was for the people that don't like Beat Saber music overall, I think Synth Riders will it's got some similarities, but it branches out a little bit different and hits a little bit different. And I think Synth Riders is something you can really look forward to. I don't know why Synth Riders is taking so long to get to us, because it doesn't really seem like that complicated of a game.
Yeah, that is weird. I wonder if they have to redo licensing deals when they come to a new platform.
Maybe.
Because, like, they have a lot of licensed music, but maybe if you put it on a different device, then that's a whole nother talk or something. Maybe, I don't know.
Donatello dreaming about PSVR2 Gamecat with the $5 tip says, maybe just me, but a new pack without multiplayer is kind of bittersweet. Yeah, agreed. That is.
Yeah, it is weird that we don't have that yet.
We say
Still don't
what's
have
taking.
multiplayer.
We say what's taking Synth Riders so long. It's been 6 months since the last time we heard anything about the PSVR multiplayer update. Like, and it came to Oculus like months and months before that. So we're going to be coming up on a year soon. That we've been waiting for this patch. I'm not
It's
super.
like nothing, isn't it?
Well,
It's
that's
just,
that's the thing. I think once it gets here, people will realize that why did we wait this long and get excited? Because it's pretty basic. I mean, it's just a score challenge against other people, and like compared to the Synth Riders multiplayer, it is not that exciting, really.
Yeah.
Like people play it; it's fun to play with friends. Any game you play, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
If
with
it's like the
Nowist.
Quest one, it doesn't have voice chat by default, so you'll have to make a party to talk to people if you want to do that. It just, I don't know.
I'm going to go with Nihilist Ryan, the Game Feline, saying Radiohead's later electronica albums should be DLC.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm going to say Kid A is an amazing,
Yeah.
amazing album. That'd be a great choice. Idiotech.
Idiotech.
Absolutely.
Idiotech.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah.
Right? That's
There's
my
just
jam.
so much stuff. I don't know why. I don't know why Beat Saber isn't going the Guitar Hero route and just milking every single album and popular album and band they can get their hands
because
on.
they don't know. Like Harmonix has a long track record of working with record labels that goes back like decades. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like Amplitude and all that stuff. Like they're like PS2 games that they made that had officially licensed music in it. So like they've been in this rodeo for a long time.
And
I
also,
think it's just easier for them. They got the connections.
and also, when you sell a flat screen game to millions and millions and millions and millions of people, you have this huge 10 million plus user base to sell DLC to, and so you don't have to be super careful about what you pick and choose. I think Beat Saber is going.
Yeah.
We have like 1 million users total across 3 different platforms, and so we have to pick the most popular of the most popular and like really kind of be careful. Otherwise, we could lose a shit ton of money if no one buys our DLC pack.
Well, the other thing too is like people got so invested in the Guitar Hero stuff that like eventually you'd have a whole fucking drum kit and 2 guitars, and like all this stuff set up, and like they're getting more money off of every additional physical purchase that you make, right? So like even though Beat Saber is sold really well, they only have one product to sell as a revenue stream, which is Beat Saber.
Yeah.
And Rock Band, they were making money from the game itself, the DLC, but also all those plastic guitars, all those plastic drum sets that were out there. Like they must have made a buku bucks on that shit.
Peter
Which
Power
makes
666.
it easier to get licensing. Yeah.
Says a game soundtrack would be great for Beat Saber. I agree, but that's the problem with it being owned by Facebook and not Sony. If it was owned by Sony or PlayStation, then you'd probably see some collaborations like that. But with Facebook and Quest and stuff, I wouldn't expect that to happen because they just, I don't know, they don't have a long history of nostalgia.
Miles has a really good point here, actually. He says licensing for video games is more complicated now because you have the live streaming element. I didn't think about that, but that's true. A lot of companies are very particular about where you can play their music and how you can monetize stuff and if it's even allowed on the platform and all that sort of thing. So
every album
back in PS2 days.
Yeah. I mean, at least this will be a mixtape thing, which will help. But typically anything that has more than 4 or 5 songs gets removed. I've had a couple Beat Saber videos removed because I went over the limit. But OSTs, whenever they do those, you can stream them. They don't do any copyright stuff on that. And Beat Saber had a big campaign. They tried to fight against it, and they just couldn't win. And, it makes sense. But
yeah.
All right, guys, we are over our time. Dave, do you have something to add before we do 20 questions?
Oh, yeah, sure. I was going to do a quick should we or shouldn't we? And it's going to be a bunch of things all thrown in together. They're all should we's, but I'll go quick.
On your market, Des, go.
All right. So I've been buying box sets of things. I got this today. Kids in the Hall entire series. $20.
Nice.
$20.
Wow.
It's like so much shit in here. Of course, for $20, what you get is packaging where it's just like they're like in pieces of cardboard.
It's fine. Yeah.
But whatever. I'm excited about that. And then I also got this today. Battle Royale Ultra HD fucking 4-disc collection.
Wow.
And there's a book and it comes with a playing card game. This is crazy. You have different characters and they all have different stats, and it's like a game you play with your friends. It sounds like war, basically. Like the one who gets all the cards at the end wins. But it's pretty cool stuff. And then just on top of that, I've been redecorating a little, and I suggest everyone, if you're feeling like you're in a rut, put some shit on your walls that wasn't there before. Move some stuff around. Make your place look nice, and you'll be like, you know what? I think this is okay. So I threw some new posters up back here. I got the Space Channel 5 Ulala poster. We got the Battle Royale poster. And then there's a bunch of paintings you can't see here that I just hung up. So yeah, guys, treat yourself. Spruce your place up. You'll enjoy it. That's it.
Excellent. I like it. I'm a big fan of sprucing your place up. I'm a big fan of putting yourself in a better mood with a new little toy. That sounded weird. I kind of meant it. Whose turn is it to host video game PSVR 20 questions? I think you're the Monday guy.
I think I'm the Monday guy.
Well, do you have the game picked out?
Oh, absolutely, I do.
All right, as you guys know, this is our homage to Game Scoop. We have 20 questions, and you guys help us in the chat. AJ and I have 20 questions to guess the PSVR game that Dave is thinking of. I think the only thing we've ever decided is that it just has to be a game that's already out, right? Like other than that, there's no
Yeah.
real rules to this. All right, so
We gotta get Brian. We gotta get the controllers down, Brian.
Yep.
And then we gotta get the genre. We gotta get what type of game it is.
Yes.
Or else we're screwed.
I 100% agree. I'm going to start the 5-minute timer on your mark, get set, go. Does this support the aim controller?
No.
No aim. Okay.
Moves.
Yes, it does support the moves.
Dual shock.
No.
Okay, so moves
Okay.
only. You
Moves
keep
only.
in count, right, Dave? Keep in count. That's 3.
Oh
Okay.
shit, I'm not.
That was
Hold on,
3.
I will.
Okay. That's the only thing you have to do except say yes or no.
I know. You're right.
Is it a moves? Is it a puzzle game?
Jesus, Carlos. Sorry. Is it a puzzle game? Yes, it is a puzzle game.
AJ got this one. All right.
Is it a uses moves and it's a puzzle game? Is it only a puzzle game?
Oh.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so it wouldn't be like Red Matter or something where you'd call that an adventure or something like that. This is definitely a puzzle game. Uses the
It's
moves.
a puzzle game. It's a puzzle game. Yep. Was that a separate question or was that a?
No, that was a separate question. We got to count
Yeah.
this.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. You guys are on number 7, or this will be number 7.
Moves only. Moves only triangulator. Moves only.
Mhm.
Does it have a sci-fi theme?
No.
Puzzle game.
Does it have a fantasy theme?
No.
Does it have a timer for the puzzles?
No. I don't believe. No, I don't think it does.
Okay.
Ooh.
If it does, and somebody tells me I'm wrong in that, then you get a mulligan, you win, et cetera, et cetera.
Does
But
this
I'm pretty sure
game
there's no
deal
timer.
with time manipulation?
No. That was 10.
Transpose is a good one. Is it did it come out in the first half of the lifespan of PSVR?
This question is making me look shit up. The first half. Oh, yeah, just barely.
Just barely.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, it did.
Okay.
Does it have a flat screen mode or a flat screen version?
No.
D-
Puzzle
Let's see
game.
here.
Puzzle game. Is there locomotion in this game? Meaning, like, if there's no locomotion, you're just standing still the whole time.
No, you don't move. You don't move.
Okay. So you're standing.
Not,
So you're standing in one spot. You're using the moves only. It's a puzzle game.
There's so many options here.
Oh, there's so many options here.
Is it a popular game?
No.
Is it a budget game?
I mean, now it is. I don't remember what it. Let me see what it launched as. The price point. Sorry.
I mean, can you pause the timer?
Okay,
Oh.
sorry. No, I got it. It's. I know. It's not really a budget game. Not exactly a budget game.
Okay. So that rules
do
out
you-
a bunch of things, actually.
It was $25 when it launched.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Ooh, wait a minute.
Fuck, I shouldn't have said anything.
Is it an escape room game?
No, it's not.
Damn it.
Sweet.
I was thinking
I
I
had
expect you to die. Yeah. How many questions do we have left?
Next one is 16. If I'm counting right. I think I might have given you an extra one because I forgot to tally it, but whatever.
Yeah, you know what's funny? Aceville is saying Esper, and I was thinking that.
You guys only have
early on.
35 seconds.
Yeah.
Go fast.
Is there a Rubik's Cube in this game?
No.
Is
Not
it
Esper.
Is it comedic?
Ooh.
I wouldn't call it comedic, no.
Like, is it supposed
It's
to
like silly. It's not like comedic though.
be? Is it based off a TV show?
No.
Thank you for
Left.
yeah. Thank you for says static, but that's DualShock only.
DualShock only.
Job
I'll let
Simulator's
you
not
guys
a
get the
puzzle game.
questions even though the time is up because
Yeah.
I spent some time looking up shit. So
All right.
Oh,
Two
did
final
did,
questions.
did the developer make any other PSVR games?
I will have to check that as well. Good thing we don't have the timer anymore.
Yeah,
Um,
the timer's good to keep us motivated, but maybe 5 minutes is a little short.
well, this is one that I also don't like know all the facts on off the top of my head. Like,
Just tell me the developer, and I'll answer the question for you.
shut the fuck up. Let's see. It is their only PSVR game. They have another game on PlayStation, but it is not. It's not VR.
How many questions we got left? 2.
2.
So 1 question and a guess then.
One question and a guess.
Why I am
Is it a horror game?
Absolutely not. The opposite. The polar opposite.
Is it? So I'm just. Do you have any guesses, AJ, or should I just take a wild guess?
Uh,
No, I was going to say Along Together, but that wouldn't fit some of these criteria.
Can I drop one hint?
sure.
Okay.
There's a creative element to it as well.
A creative element.
Oh my God, I'm losing my mind right now.
Wouldn't be Paper Beast, would it?
Here's the other hint. We've talked about it during this broadcast.
What?
God damn it.
Yep. Only briefly, but it came up. Some people in chat know. I won't say who. Some people in chat know.
Oh, squishies!
Is it Squishies?
It's fucking Squishies! I can't
Yeah.
believe you guys didn't get that one sooner.
We
I'm
did-
going to count that as like a draw because I gave you a lot on that one.
No, we didn't get that. But that's definitely a loss. But I'm glad we got there eventually. Oh, that's so frustrating.
Yeah, because the locomotion one threw me off because I think you can move around.
You
the
can
table,
move it.
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
it's not locomotion if you're not embodied, right? Like if you have a table in front of you and you're moving around it. To me, that's not locomotion. Exactly.
I would
That's
have.
like- I wouldn't say Demio has locomotion. I wouldn't say Table of Tales has like locomotion, right? Like
I would say
that
if
was-
you're
but-
not locked in place. If you're not locked in place, I would say there's some kind of movement.
You can
That's kind of a
move
weird
around.
one.
It's
like,
a weird
I
one.
thought about that. I wasn't sure. Like, there's some that it's hard to tell what the yes or no is, really.
Yeah.
Guys,
Because to me, that yes, yeah.
that was a lot of fun, but we are so over our time, so we got to get out of here. Thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out. All the donations, everybody who was in the chat, hanging out, having the conversation with us. All of the moderators doing awesome work behind the scenes, and of course, Sci-Fi Gamecat Henry, who is going to, submit fucking timestamps tomorrow for this show. So thank you very much, everybody, and of course, all the cats out there who sat back, watched the show, didn't say a goddamn word. We know you're out there, and we love you because I used to be just like you. Don't forget to subscribe to Dave over at Dave Station VR. Subscribe to AJ over at PSVR Underground. My name is Brian Powell from PSVR Without Parole. This was PSVR Gamescast Live, and we're out.
Did we cue the cat?
Yeah, the cat's on the screen. Guys, go! Stay right there. Gabriel, triangulator. Hold on. Take a space right. Sorry.
2 Miles Dyer says Solaris Flame Hat Game Cat. Thank you, sir. Donatello dreaming about PSVR2 Game Cat. Old Dark, thank you so much. The Triangulator, my dude. Gabriel 004, the license meow Game Cat. Meow meow. Meow meow. Meow meow. Stingray X, Rudy the Game Cat. Sean B, Justin Otter Game Cat. Nick the Game Cat. How? Davey the Game Cat. Your Long Shadows. Dan Kiefer, thank you so much for dropping in tonight. Genetic Blasphemy, Nick Mulo. Nick, you got some more people to go play No Man's Sky with. Stingray X, Shades of Grey Matter, Nihilus Fryer, the Cave Feline, Mark Pringles Leaf, Glacious Dreams. Johnny Wipeout, the Stray Cat, thank you, Trusty Mods in the house tonight, holding it down, keeping us safe and warm and secure. Inchville, the Attack Cat. Blue Jew, the Underground Game Cat. Elite Game Squad in the house tonight. Zach Lightning. Steve IRE tuning in from Ireland. I don't know.
Really?
Refer to the Gamecat. Messed that one up. Nike Alexander the Gamecat, thank you so much. Why can't I scroll up anymore? Why can't I scroll up anymore? There's so many more cats I need to shout out. X Pacer X. I see you. At least I miss it. Johnny No Pockets, aka the Who Dat Gamecat. Guys, I can't scroll up anymore. I'm screwed.
It's okay, man.
Broken.
It's okay.
It's broken. It won't let me scroll. Somebody say something.
I'll say
Ross,
something.
Chris
I'll-
Safari,
Oh my
JP
God.
Black. Oh, thank you so much. Spliffy, the Spliffy the Smoking Game Cat.
This is
Black
always the
Ice
most
Force
ridiculous part of the show.
777.
We talked about pooping for 20 minutes on the show today, and this is still the most ridiculous part of it.